saying about how
Hey,
long you all might be stuck there.
so I'm listening to the news on Sunday morning, September 3rd. Cheers. I've never been to Burning Man, but climate change has affected Burning Man. Burning Man got rained out, apparently pretty bad. They're talking about it on NPR. There is even a death reported. Hopefully, folks get out and get back home safely. Folks, how you doing? So I see that this computer does run better, and what I'm looking at right now, the resolution once it settles, once I upload the video, and it takes a little while. Then I see, because I watched back to the last video, and it's like, oh, the picture quality is decent. So the light, I'm yellow. What's going on, people? So I have in the last few days I've received a couple of records. One is a gift, but he wants to know what I think of it. But the other one is for review. And this is an album by Miles on End called Under the Neon Motel. I like the cover. Um, this sound, to me it's an American sound. It sounds somewhat like a bar band that's doing originals, but they like to play. What I noticed on the record, I listened to just about all of it. The lyrics are, inconsequential to me, okay? But I hear that the recording is good and the playing is good, and that they play music as well as presenting these words, which to me just seem like kind of just regular stuff. But a couple of times as I was trying to hear a reference, I'm older, so their references may not be the same as mine, but I could almost hear a bits of like the classic Doobie Brothers sound before Michael McDonald. Um, they like to get the guitars going, interplay. It's pretty good, actually. It's not the sort of thing that I go for as far as buying, but I can tell that, in a live situation, if I were to encounter these folks and maybe have a chance to play with them, it'd probably be fun to play with them. It sounds like they like to play. So I'm not sure who this is for, but I'll give it a thumbs up. Miles on End. Under the Neon Motel. I wonder what I will say, I wonder what the thinking was behind naming it this and what's really going on here. There's probably some clues in some of the lyrics, but like I say, lyrics just don't hold my interest for the most part. Some do, but it takes a bit. Now, on the other hand, I received this record as a gift from Nicola. I think he's overseas, but had someone in the United States send it to me. He wanted to know what I think of some heavy music, so he had this sent to me. Deathspell Omega's Paracletus album. I think this is a 180-gram reissue of this. This is death metal. I like the packaging. Now, musically, comparatively to the other record the CD I got from Miles on End, musically, this is more interesting to me. Lyrically, this is all talking about it's that death metal darkness, where there's some religious references, but the main impression I get from death metal, and this one in particular, as I was listening to it, it was like someone's really bothered about something. Someone is really unhappy. Something is really not right, and it might not be that it's personal. It could be that this is these people's way of having an opinion about society, about the world, disapproval of it, being disconnected to it. I would not buy this, but I found this interesting that it's a death metal heavy band, and yet a lot of the guitar sounds are clean. I found that interesting. As I listened, I said, wow, those aren't going through distortion. That's a clean, interesting tone on these guitars. And the shape of the melodies, they must be arcane. They must be something, not must be, but I imagine that these types of riffs that they're playing have some sort of historical reference, to maybe some arcane types of music, I found it interesting, and Nicola, and through your friend here in America, thanks for sending me the record. I appreciate it, and I dare say I'll probably listen to it again. It was interesting. I do like heavy. I'm a bit fed up with darkness. The whole planet is engulfed in a lot of negative energy and darkness, and I'm personally sick of it. I wish things were nicer. So, let me keep going, and again, I need to self-refer because of what I'm doing with music. I want to thank David Gibson. He bought the RAF, and he posted a honest review of it. There we go. That's better. Thank you, David. I will put the link to his video here. And thank you, Vinyl Richie. Vinyl Richie bought a copy of the album based on what David's review was, which I really appreciate. I have been overstating the numbers just to be safe, but I just now did my count. I literally have a dozen records left. Posted it. I changed the number on Bandcamp. These are just about gone. There's I've got this signed by Kelly. When it gets bought, I'll sign it. Okay. This is a dynamite album. It's just not me saying it. I'm seeing it in the music groups on Facebook where people are posting that they got their copies and their initial impression, and they're all good because it is. It's a killer album. You better get it while you can. So, in reference to that, because there's something I forget to mention. You guys have heard of another band from Nebraska, 311, right? I just have a couple of promotional records of theirs. But if you actually know 311, ask them about RAF. Ask 311 about RAF. Before 311 got going, they used to come see us. And I've also had the experience. Here's another promo single by them. Is this called Uplifter? Another 311. What's the name of this one? Hey You, I Like the Way. And it's on green vinyl. These are promotional singles. Yeah, I actually had, it was years ago, but one time as 311 was on its ascendancy, they came back through Omaha and played a big show. And I went, and Nick Hexum, the lead singer of the band, spotted me after the show and grabbed me and insisted I come backstage. Made a big deal to everyone backstage, halted the party and said, "Hey, this is one of the guys from RAF. You know, these are guys that in part inspired us to become a band." That's from them. That's from them. 311, more hometown boys. Thought I'd mention that. Honestly, you don't miss a chance to get this record, especially the maroon. They're almost gone. I have plenty of black, but don't miss out on it. Don't miss out on it. Played a little bit of music yesterday. Played this a couple times. Cyclopean. It's Jackie Liebesheat with Bernd Friedman, Jenna Podmore, and Ermin Schmidt, 2 members of Can. This is some of that amazing rhythmic work that Jackie Liebesheat, to me, was a pioneer of, or on the cutting edge of, making it so simple that it's polyrhythmic and it's wild. It's wonderful. This is excellent. Instrumental, rhythmic based, but oh man, this is just wonderful. Cyclopean. I think this is the only thing they made. Wonderful. Sitting out to be foreplay is this old Psych Prague album, which is an odd one. Czar. Look at that funky ass cover. And if I remember correctly, because I haven't played it in a while, this is the one where they have a mellotron and it keeps going out of tune, but they keep going when they're recording, and it adds to the weird charm of this album. I haven't played this in a while. This is a reissue, but this is out to play. What a strange cover. Strange. I did play this yesterday, Miami. It sounds like the cover, Diamond Soul. It's not just a sample-adelic sort of thing. There's obvious sampling going on, but the juxtaposition and the cover is really representative. This is a very interesting listen. Not something that you can play a lot, but it's like, ooh, oh, that was interesting. That's the takeaway from that. And everything else down here I've shown. I played some boards of Canada, but it's sitting out in the other room. It's going to be hot today. Yesterday was getting hot, but it wasn't so hot I could sit out in the other room and play some music. And I listened to Boards of Canada. Music Has the Right to Children. My stereo out there just kicks this one in the ass. It does. This is a good stereo, but the one out there, it's like I'll be listening and then something will happen, and it's like the fidelity of that cartridge and that whole setup. It's like, wow. It's like really big, really good. So honestly, I haven't played these again yet. I keep saying that I'm going to tell Arvo, give him a better impression of the music. So let me try to get that done today. Okay. Other than that, in 2 weeks I have another new release coming out on CD, the follow-up to Future Still. Just like with the David Nance Band, we recorded that album, his album, last year, and it's still not going to come out till next year. And I wanted to do a follow-up album with FPE after Future Still, but I probably wouldn't be able to get on their schedule until the end of next year. So I'm releasing this on CD, not CDR, CD, since that makes a difference to people. But that's coming up in a couple of weeks. But until then, I will continue to encourage sales. I appreciate it, and also the music is worth it. I contacted Brooklyn Vegan trying to see if I can get a review or just sort of mention for RAF, because it's as good as anything or better coming out internationally, especially. And that's another thing. I refer to the band as punk because that's our roots and that's the way the rest of the band sees us. Let me see if I can get that yellow out again. But in fact, and David Gibson said it in his review, and some other folks have said it, it's like it's got punk elements, but it's really hard rock. It's almost metal. It's hard driving. So, in a sense, calling it punk is a disservice because that some people will hear that and they'll turn off even thinking about the record when in fact they probably would like it. So I'm going to leave the link again for RAF. Have a listen, and if you like it, please purchase a copy. There's other stuff to talk about that I can't remember. Have a good day, folks.